I just realized that I spelled algebraically wrong in the other videos, and I don't care. I don't care. So what are we doing? How to evaluate a limit algebraically? First, the first step. Well, I'm just going to write down steps. First step is to substitute. Use direct substitution. But sometimes that doesn't work. Using direct substitution doesn't work. You get something that's called an indeterminate form. So let's pause this. I'm going to scroll down here and talk about indeterminate forms. So what does it mean, indeterminate form? It's just some. I guess it's not really an expression. Something where you can't tell the value of that number. You can't tell the value. That's weird. I'm going to just give you examples of indeterminate forms. Yeah. 0 over 0 is an indeterminate form. This does not equal 1. It's if the bottom was just going to 0 and the top was not going to 0, that would be fine. But here, this is an indeterminate form, meaning we don't know what's happening. It's not really going to 1. It could be going to infinity. It could be going to 0 or something in between. So, indeterminate form is 0 over 0. Another indeterminate form is infinity over infinity, or like plus or minus, I guess. It doesn't matter. That same thing. Infinity is not really a number, so having infinity over infinity is still not 1. It's I don't know, the top infinity could be like way larger at some x value than the bottom infinity, and so the whole entire thing would go to infinity. But we don't know that because it's too much. It doesn't. Whatever. So same with infinity minus infinity. That is an indeterminate form. We don't know what's happening there. And then we got 0 times infinity. Positive or negative. We get, well, I think those are the only ones we're going to run into for a while, so I'm just going to leave it there. Indeterminate forms, they mean it means try again. It means you got more work to do. So that means there are more steps. Indeterminate forms, there they are. We cannot tell what these are, so these mean try again, yeah? So, let's go back up to the steps. How do you evaluate a limit algebraically? 1, you try and substitute, but maybe you get indeterminate forms. So then what do? You try and factor and cancel stuff out. That's what you gotta do. Okay, then, and then after that, you revert back to plugging stuff in. That's supposed to be plugged. There you go. Well, no, that's not good either. There. So factor things and try to cancel, and then plug stuff in. What if you can't factor something? What if you got like square roots? What does that mean? Well, remember, you multiply by the conjugate. What is that? What is the radical conjugate? What is that? That means like if you had the square root of something plus, I don't know, like 2x plus 3, the conjugate would be it would be the square root of 2x. Everything's the same except for the minus in the middle. Yeah. That would be the conjugate. You do that on the top and the bottom. You can rationalize the numerator or the denominator. It doesn't matter. You can do either of those. So there you go. Yeah, rationalize. What if you can't rationalize? Ooh, there's another one. Number 4. You can try and get a common denominator if there are like fractions within fractions. So there you go. Get a common denominator if there are fractions within fractions. And those are the steps that you gotta follow. Maybe it's good to remember these. I think so. I mean, it's good to remember all this stuff, but these especially. An example? Well, you want an example? Well, okay. It's gonna be in another video, but. Yeah, I'll try to find an example of, I'll try to find examples.